I wanted to come to Manitoba to talk to you in person and to see with my own eyes the devastating effects that drought, extreme heat, and insect damage are having on your farms.
A dire situation across the province as dry conditions persist and farmers are being forced to make difficult decisions. But the Federal Minister of Agriculture and Agri-Food taking a tour of farms in Manitoba on Thursday and announcing relief is on the way.
So the grain's dropping through the dryer?
Manitoba, like most of Western Canada, is struggling with drought conditions. And for cattle farmers, the effects are devastating.
One family who we heard from at the office this week had to disperse their whole herd. And I'd like to try to tell you what they said. They said, can you imagine how it feels to see your years of hard work and love for farming go onto a truck? This is our livelihood. It's heartbreaking.
Fulton says time is running out. Grain producers have stepped up to convert their failing crops into livestock feed after many of them suffered from grasshoppers eating away their crops. But the federal government is trying to reduce some of the stress.
We are announcing an early list of regions in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, British Columbia, and Ontario that are eligible for livestock tax deferral due to the recent extreme drought conditions.
Prairie provinces will also see changes to crop insurance programs to allow for more crops to be available for livestock feed. For each of the 5 provinces requesting aid, an agri-recovery disaster relief program will be designed. And mental health services are also being made available to farmers and their families during this stressful time.
We all face challenges as producers, and it is important to look out for ourselves and neighbors of our communities. Agriculture poses many stresses year in and year out, but a year like this poses stresses like no other.
Reese says mental health is not often discussed in the industry, but the path forward is not an easy one, as he says people in the industry will have to make difficult choices. In Winnipeg, Marie Gomez, City News. To put some numbers behind the dry conditions the province is facing, Infrastructure Minister Ron Schuler provided an update for Manitobans on Thursday. The outlook, not great, as water levels across the province's lakes and rivers hit historic lows and record low precipitation levels since September 2020. He says the Red River is the driest it has been since 1980, and the Assiniboine River is the driest it's been since 1961. These levels would be even lower if the Shallmouth Reservoir was not operating. The province's lakes are also being affected, with Lake Manitoba being the driest it has been since 1923 and the lowest it has ever been on record. Lake St. Martin and Lake Winnipegosis are at historic lows. But the province is using water control structures to try to get water to communities upstream. But many places have already called states of emergency or severe drought conditions, and others are under water restrictions.
If dry conditions persist and strain continues on the rivers and reservoirs' water levels, the Minister of Agriculture and Resource Development can declare a serious water shortage under the Water Protection Act and issue an order to prevent, minimize, or alleviate the water shortage. Manitoba Infrastructure and the Department of Agriculture and Resource Development are closely monitoring conditions across the province and have continued meeting with department officials and stakeholder groups to seek input on how the province may be of further assistance.